We are here with the North Dakota High School sports segment, and we have the opportunity to interview the most intense coach I've ever met, Sam Brandt, Minot State alumni, Kindred #1 ranked girls basketball team in the state of North Dakota. And here we go. Yeah, hey, this is Spain and Rig Show, and we've got Sam Brandt on the line, and she is the head coach of the #1 ranked basketball team in the state, the Kindred Vikings. Is that right?
That's right. You got it right.
That's good knowledge, huh? So, you want to go?
Absolutely. Well, Sam, I know I remember your times at Minot State. Now, I can't remember if I was intramural director or if you were in intramurals a lot, but I know your husband was a ton. And I know every time we had basketball or dodgeball, he would always recruit. I know, remember your involvement in with a lot of that stuff too. Tell us a little bit about your Minot State experience, because there's a lot of athletes that have been there that will just be their sports and then they go to their dorms and do their thing. But you were very involved, and I know your husband was very involved. But tell us a little bit about your Minot State experience and why you got to be so involved and how that was a big part of your development as who you are now.
I absolutely loved my Minot experience. I'm not sure if you know exactly where I came from, but I grew up in the cities, went to a 4A class school, and graduated with almost 800 kids. Um, I know Minot High has a very high enrollment, but it's a very small town and everybody knows each other. So just telling my parents, hey, I got this handwritten letter. They want to see me play over there. They are asking me to come out for a recruiting trip. My dad's like, oh, you're just a city girl. You're going to hate it. I walked into the dome and I loved it. I loved it. And I actually met my husband, Tim Brandt, on my recruiting trip, my official recruiting trip out to Minot State. And I really enjoyed the fact that no matter where you went, you knew somebody, or they knew who you were, or you made friends fast just because you're really connected with athletes and different activities that you did. And that's exactly what I like to do. I like to be a part of everything that's going on, just to make sure I could feel that sense of community and meet new people and enjoy my experience in college. And that is what I like to share with all the seniors, whether they're my athletes or my students, is do everything. Do everything. I know you think the junior high dances and
100%.
the high school dances are lame in high school, but they're really, really a great time in college.
So, tell us who wrote that handwritten note to you?
That was Sheila Green. Um, she had seen me it was just like, I'm just a 5 foot nothing point guard wanting to play somewhere. She had seen me at a recruiting camp in Woodbury or Hopkins, one of the two, and um, must have just liked what she saw or a little bit of something. And she wrote me a handwritten letter, and I called her, and she wanted to have me out, and I could see campus and meet the girls, and it clicked for me. I knew exactly when I left that where I was going.
Well, I asked that question because she's coaching over at South Prairie, which is Class B, and they didn't qualify for the regionals. They had a tough loss. I watched their game, but I don't know if you've noticed, but her team is loaded with eighth graders and ninth graders, and then I heard that the seventh grade, her seventh grade travel team is like one of the best teams in North Dakota. And then they're all funneling into her team. So, at some point down the road, is mentor going to play teacher in maybe a state basketball tournament? And would you enjoy that?
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? I just got to reconnect with her. She was inducted into the Hall of Fame just this last fall. And it was so fun to see a lot of former athletes and just see all the people that she's connected with over just her years at Minot State. And now she's um, doing some really cool stuff with some high school kids and middle school kids right now. They're such a young program. I did reach out to her last year. We had a game on our schedule that wasn't filled yet. I'm like, do you want to play? You want to play? You want to meet up for a scrimmage? You want to do something? She's like, no, you don't want to play us right now. um, she goes, we're just getting started. and we have a lot to grow. And but in a couple of years, maybe we'll plan it out. So I know they're really young, but she's definitely got a couple of her own little daughters playing that are going to be some pretty good basketball players.
She does.
That's
Absolutely.
true. Yes.
So you basketball's been a big part of your life, and now you went from player to coach. Talk us a little bit about what, were you destined that you definitely always wanted to be involved in coaching, or is it just something that kind of fell in your lap, or is it just something that you just knew you wanted to be involved in the sport, and now you've involved in obviously seeing a whole lot of success. So tell us a little bit about that journey of what led to where you are right now with your basketball career.
I went into teaching because I wanted to coach. I knew exactly what I wanted to do since I was 10 years old. Um, Having multiple sports in my life and being a dual head, I mean, I'm head coach for softball as well here at Kindred, and have multiple state titles in that as well. And um, I think it's really easy to explain, especially to female athletes, that you know what they feel like. In certain situations, um, what that high pressure situation feels like. You can explain it in a way that you wish somebody would explain it to you when you were younger. Um, and with form and different things as far as teaching skill, you know what that touch feels like. And I love being able to give my perspective on kids and them taking it and using it and showing growth and success. It's really rewarding. It's almost impossible to put into words how great it is to watch these kids want to work for you and play for you and work hard when you're not there, just so that they can have success with themselves and their team.
Absolutely.
So you have the defending state runner-ups in your region, and you've pretty much pounded everyone you've played, but that game seemed fairly close. Um, as the regional tournament comes up, I mean, how does that feel? Have the preparation for it, and I mean, what's the sense in the locker room?
Really loose. They're really excited. I've got some really great senior leadership. They know that we played Castleton February 1st, and it was a 14-point game, but it still wasn't comfortable enough. You know, and we've been challenged this year a little bit. We had a pretty solid schedule. We've played a lot of non-conference or non-region games. Have been high-ranked teams in the state, and we do it on purpose. But nothing really matters until you get to crunch time and game time, and these games that are happen next week. So um, the group that I have, their way of handling the anxiety and the stress is nothing but get in the gym, get in the gym, get in the gym. And I had conferences today, and we had a game last night, so I couldn't be at practice today because I'd be in conferences, and they still wanted to be in the gym. So they ran their own shooting practice and conditioning practice today on their own just because they wanted to be there.
That's
So
amazing.
they're really excited, I think, just to move forward and um, gain a little revenge. 2 years we were there. Last year we lost by a free throw and zero point 0.5 seconds left. And hopefully they can use the journey along the way to make them better this year.
Wow, so if the girls have half your intensity, they'll be the most intense team in this century in state Group B girls basketball. So last question here. I'm just going to ask you straight up. You and your husband, one-on-one, how often does it happen, and who wins?
Ooh. In the wintertime, we don't see each other a whole ton to get in the gym very often, but I say it's 50-50. 10 times out of 10, I probably win five. But if we go head to head with state championships, I am definitely the winner. Definitely.
He's having a fantastic season over at Cheyenne as well, is he not?
Yeah, he is. He's having a really great time. His kids work really hard for him, and it's great to see the difference between Class B and Class A, and it's great to go home and um, know what a coach feels like when you lose or when you're not doing something that you're proud of or that your kids are struggling, and being able to bounce ideas off him. I steal stuff from him all the time. Offensive things, out of bounds plays. I tell him what I need, and he's like, try this. So it's really great to see all that and be able to have that conversation and he's very, very supportive. It's easy to do your job well when you have support at home.
Is there college coaching in your future?
I get that question asked a few times just because I have, you I have all 3 seniors are going to play college basketball. They're like, technically, you're kind of coaching a college team right now. But I did get to be a GA under Sheila for a year before we left. We had left that year that it's flooded in Minot, and my husband and I had just gotten married that summer, and we were struggling to find a place to live that we could actually afford cheap college kids. So I
That
don't
was a
know
rough
yet.
year for rent. And
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I have 2 small boys. I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. Right now, or within the next 10 years, probably not. Probably not. But who knows? Maybe the right opportunity will happen.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, and good luck at regionals, and hopefully we'll see you at state too.
Yes, I hope to see you there as well. And thanks for having me. It's been great. Kind of reminisce a little bit.
I will
Yeah.
be in Fargo next week for your regional tournament, so I hope to talk to a couple of your girls and and show the state some of their personality.
Absolutely. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.
That was an unbelievable interview from Sam Brandt, and I think all of you guys saw the same thing I saw. I mean, her intensity just came through there. If her team's anything like her, I mean, it's going to be an interesting state tournament.